Oh, who do we have here? Let me go ahead and check you into your cozy bed. What's your name? Oh wow, I love that name. I'm just taking notes for who exactly we have here. Okay, let's go ahead and get you tucked in for the night. There you go. Now that you're all tucked in for the night, I'm going to read you a story, a fairy tale from this book. Let's see what we can read tonight. Oh, I found the perfect one just for you. You just sit right there. This one's called The 7 Ravens. There once was a man who had 7 sons, and still he had no daughter, however much he wished for one. At length, his wife gave him hope of a child, and when it came into the world, it was a girl. The joy was great, but the child was sickly and small, and had to be privately baptized on account of his weaknesses. The father sent one of the boys in haste to the spring to fetch water for the baptism. The other went with him, and as each of them wanted to be the first to fill it, the jug fell into the well. There they stood and did not know what to do, and none of them dared to go home. As they still did not return, the father grew impatient and said, "They certainly forgotten it for some game, the wicked boys." He became afraid that the girl would have to die without being baptized, and in the anger cried, "I wish the boys were all turned into ravens." Hardly was the word spoken before he heard a whirring of wings over his head in the air, looked up and saw 7 coal-black ravens flying away. The parents could not recall the curse, and however sad they were at the loss of their 7 sons, they still, to some extent, comforted themselves with their little dear daughter, who soon grew strong and every day became more beautiful. For a long time, she did not know that she had brothers, for her parents were careful not to mention them before her. But one day, she accidentally heard some of the people saying of herself, that girl was certainly beautiful, but that in reality she was to blame for the misfortune which had befallen her 7 brothers. Then she was much troubled, and went to her father and mother, and asked if it was true that she had brothers, and what had become of them. The parents now dared keep the secret no longer, but said that what had befallen her brothers was the will of the heaven, and that her birth had only been the innocent cause. But the maiden took it to heart daily, and thought she must deliver her brothers. She had no rest or peace until she set out secretly, and went forth into the wide world to trace out her brothers and set them free, let it cost what it might. She took nothing with her but a little ring belonging to her parents as a keepsake, a loaf of bread against hunger, a little pitcher of water against thirst, and a little chair as a provision against weariness. And now she went continually onwards, far, far to the very end of the world. Then she came to the sun, but it was too hot and terrible, and devoured little children. Hastily she ran away and ran to the moon, but it was too cold and also awful and malicious, and when it saw the child, it said, I smell the flesh of men. Once on this, she ran swiftly away and came to the stairs, which were kind and good to her, and of each of them sat on its own particular little chair. But the morning arose and gave her the drumstick of a chicken, and said, If thou hast not that drumstick, thou canst not open the glass mountain, and in the glass mountain are thy brothers. The maiden took the drumstick, wrapped it carefully in cloth, and went onwards again until she came unto the glass mountain. The door was shut, and she thought she would take it out of the drumstick, but when she undid the cloth, it was empty, and she had lost the good star's present. What would she do now? She wished she could rescue her brothers, and had no key to the glass mountain. The good sister took a knife, cut off one of her little fingers, put it in the door, and succeeded in opening it. When she had gone inside, a little dwarf came to meet her, who said, My child, what are you looking for? I am looking for my brothers, the 7 ravens, she replied. The dwarf said, The Lord ravens are not home, but if you will wait here until they come, step in. Thereupon the little dwarf carried the 7 ravens' dinners in, on 7 little plates, and in 7 little glasses. And the little sister ate a morsel from each plate, and from each little glass she took a sip, but in the last glass she dropped the ring which had brought away with her. Let's leave that there for the night. It's Christmas Eve, so we have to get you to bed on time so you can wake up to see Santa. Here, I got you a present. You can open it. One gift on Christmas Eve, a little early. I hope you like it. You've been so good all year. You're a really special person, and I hope you have a good night.